a section called experience. Okay. It relates to both your work and your leadership positions. So it's not just purely your jobs that are in there. It is if you were a board director, even if it was for a major charity organization, you need, because that shows your leadership. You should include as many as possible of your jobs, but highlight those jobs that were in the last 10 years. Jobs prior to that should have less information. Any jobs that are more recent need to have a little bit more information. And when you're creating that job experience, then make sure that you're using the company that is, if it is registered on LinkedIn, that company logo will pop up. It makes it look more professional. If the company is not there yet, it'll come up with a little gray square. Encourage your company to actually put themselves on LinkedIn so that you can add it to your profile. Use your position title, okay? You don't want to put in anything else but what is actually registered with your company. Don't try and give yourself other titles that you don't have yet, or that you think you deserve within the company. Because if somebody now does have to verify it, and they call the company and they say on LinkedIn, you've said you're actually the supervisor for the latest department, but actually you're not yet the supervisor, that will immediately give the wrong impression. When you look at your dates, if you are still working there, make sure you tick, I currently work here, to show your most recent jobs. You can have more than one if you are, for example, also lecturing on the side, or you are also consulting on the side. It's fine to have two that are open. It doesn't have to be that you're only working on one at a time. Sorry. Add your location. But if you're at more than one, you put the most recent, or you put the one where you want people to know you come from that particular geographical location. Again, because of the searches that fall in. So if somebody is looking for expertise within the Cape Town area on a particular field, that's where they will be able to find you. In the description, you list your responsibilities and accomplishments, but you keep it short and uncomplicated. Don't write these long sentences. It's going to detract from what they actually want to be able to see out of this. And use those key industry phrases, so all those key competencies that you want people to know you for. When you write those responsibilities and accomplishments, remember that it's not about telling them too much information. You want to be able to give them short, concise information so that they can be able to know that within this work experience, that is what you gained as experience. And the experience will help you into the next job. So make sure that when you're looking at that experience, it is relevant, but it also gives enough information that they can see the type of skills that you've obtained within that business, or the responsibilities that you had, so that they can see your leadership style. Right. The education section is also quite important. Putting those that are completed degrees, diplomas, or certificates from accredited institutions, and again, accredited institutions will also be registered on LinkedIn. That means you also get that logo. Make sure you get the right one. If you are at the business school, then you use the USB accredited listing. Sorry. Whereas if you only at Stellenbosch University, they have their own one. So you make sure that you know which one you're choosing. Where possible, add in specialization fields in your degree qualifications. For example, if you did do an international module with another business school, or you did electives, and if your research topic is actually going to relate to your future career, that's good to put in there as well. and you put that into your description. But if you're still studying, then make sure that that expected dates is in place. As soon as you receive your qualification, then you go and change the dates and you add in your specialities. However, when it comes to the short courses or in-house training, only put them under the education if they really showcase your competencies and expertise for your future career moves. If they are short, then you're preferably also looking at those that are 2 weeks long with 10 days of work. But if it's not that relevant, if it is relevant, however, to the previous skills that you've been able to build up on, then rather put them under the section called accomplishment courses. When it comes to experience, what we would like to do is make sure that you have everything that's relevant. You'll see I've got here 2 of them that are already open, or actually 3 of them now. I'm doing a few things. I've made sure that it's open. So if you wanted to edit it, you click on that. You'd be able to go and find the company. And because USB has its own logo, that's how you know that's the right one. Okay? It pops into which location. And because I'm currently working here, do you see that button? That means that it will say that it will open up and say that you're presently still working there, and you can say that. Okay. There we go. And so when it comes to what you're putting down, either you must decide. If you are hunting for a job, then you put in those experiences of your competencies and your responsibilities, and you list them so that it's clear and easy to see. Don't make a big hoo-ha of it. When it comes to, say, for example, if you are working for yourself and you want to promote what you're doing, then at some stage, and I haven't done it yet, but register your company so that you can actually put in the logo on there, and tell the audience again a little bit about the company. It doesn't have to be then that your responsibilities, because if you are the manager or the director of that company, it should be obvious what you're doing, unless there's a specific role that you have to play. Then you would put in exactly what competencies or what your responsibilities are. Right, so if we look at education, let's go have a look at what it looks like. Your education, and I know they call it schools, but it actually means your tertiary education. Then add in your education. Preferably use those that are completed with an accredited institution. Pick the institution so that it shows up very clearly which ones they are. Once you have completed it, then put in, for example, if you did do something interesting like an elective, okay, with another business school. Now, I suppose at some stage I could take all of this out. When I first started LinkedIn, this is what I put in, and I haven't changed it yet, so bad on me. But if it was relevant to your leadership style, if it was relevant to the type of things that you're interested in, keep it by all means.